Happy Monday and welcome to episode 85 of the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast. I am your host, Jasmar Jazz Bennett, mother, educator, host, and so much more. I hope that you had a fantastic Monday. You know that Mondays are so inspirational to me because Monday is the day that we get to hit the reset button and we get to set intentional goals for the rest of the week. You know, Monday is Bay to me. I absolutely love me a Monday. And so I have a fantastic guest for you today. You know, I run into people all the time and they ask me several questions about the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast. And today I got into a conversation with someone who was really interested in partnering with me when it comes to ad space. And so why not tell you how you can partner with Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast? So here goes. Take notes, all right? So if you are interested in having your business spotlighted on the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast, look no further. All you have to do is send me an email at Jazzy, Jazzie, conversations with jazz at gmail.com. And so here's what I can do. I can help you out with all of your advertising needs. If you have a business and you want it to be spotlighted across social media platforms, in podcast space, that's really important, and also in YouTube land, please reach out to me and we can go over packages. I have pre-roll spots, which is before the show, mid-roll, which is in the middle of the show, and post-roll, which is at the end of the show. We can talk about 30-second spots to a minute spots, whatever fits your needs. So I would definitely love for you to come reach out to me, partner with me, and let's get your business seen by a myriad of people. And so for today's podcast, in the essence of the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast fashion, we are going to talk to someone who has an incredible comeback story. You know, I always say, because this is the backbone, this is the cornerstone of my podcast. I say that, you know, we look at people every single day and we don't know what they've had to overcome, because every single one of us has had to overcome something. Each and every one of us is walking with a special story inside of them. And so I am so grateful. I'm so delighted. I am so excited to talk to my special guest for episode 85, Miss Portia White of Portia Allure. Portia White is a devoted mother of two boys ages 19 and 24. She's a compassionate healthcare professional with over 15 years of experience in the medical field. Her unwavering faith and belief in God is the guiding force in all aspects of her life and have propelled her to incredible heights. As a visionary founder of the Portia Allure full-figured fashion show, she has dedicated the past decade to celebrating and empowering women of all shapes and of all sizes, promoting body positivity and self-acceptance. With her unwavering passion, Portia has not only made a significant impact on the fashion industry, but has also touched the lives of countless individuals through her work. Her committed and her strive for excellence and her unyielding devotion to uplifting others to make her an inspiration to all who have the pleasure of crossing paths with her. And so without further ado, I am going to bring on my special guest for episode 85 of the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast, Miss Portia Allure. And I want you guys in the comments to make sure that about the episode, I want you to be able to feel empowered by being able to speak to my guest directly. Here she is. Here she is. Hi, Miss Portia. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You look beautiful.
Is it freezing?
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
You look beautiful. How's your Monday going?
so far so good. I'm at work, but it's
Yes,
going.
ma'am.
It's
We have to
going.
get the coin. We have to get
Yeah,
the coin, right?
most definitely.
So, Portia, I just in preparation for this episode, and then of course I was there as well, but I've been looking at past footage of fashion shows that you've had, and trying to do a timeline of past shows into this show. But then something was like, time out, Jazz, because think about the first time that you met Portia. And so, Portia, I remember being introduced to you through makeup.
Hmm.
I remember seeing the vibrant colors, hence my outfit today, because I'm like, I'm
Right.
all kind of colors today. So I just remember being introduced to you, through the vibrant
Mhm.
colors of, your makeup line, and then just your personality and your stance of branding yourself on social media. So tell me, how did you get your start in the beauty industry?
So, believe it or not, I think I was watching Atlanta Housewives one year. And this probably was like back in 2012. I was watching Atlanta Housewives and somebody had came out with their own, it was either their own lipstick or own perfume or something. And I was like, dang, I want to do something like that because I like it. I haven't really been, the crazy thing about it, I'm not a girly girl, but I like it. I like how it looks. So I was like, I want to do that.
Yes.
So I started, doing some research and everything, but I had a standstill because everything I was finding was like super expensive. And me at the time, single mom, I didn't have that kind of money, so I kind of left it alone. Then there was a young lady, single mom and everything. She's from Polk County as well. She came out with her own perfume. So I was like, dang, man, if she can do it, I got to find a way to do it. So I actually reached out to her. I was telling her my ideas. And I was like, let me take you to lunch. Let me let me find out, because I want to do something similar. So the meeting went well, but you know how when people maybe they see something more in you than you probably seen yourself. I really felt she must have seen something because when she gave me the information, it wasn't the type of information that made me be like, yes, I can do it. It was kind of doing
Yes.
the opposite. But I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I know
Yeah.
you can do it. So I got to find a way for me to do it. So again, I picked up trying to do my little research and everything, and I found a manufacturing company that would assist me to do a lot of things that I wanted to do. And there it was. So I made a goal for to open 2013 because I said I was going to use some of my income tax. So I used some of
Okay.
my income tax
Yeah.
and I bought my first products. And
Okay.
I did the launch July 2013, and
Hmm.
it was packed. I think I sold out of almost all of my product. It kind of blew my mind. Um, that that was really the beginning, but like it's a lot of things that I could say that a lot of mistakes I made because it was at that time it was coming. It really was like people was really interested in the product, and I wasn't expecting that. So I didn't manage wisely. I didn't do everything like I needed to do. So that's why Portia Allure will be coming back in 2023.
I love it, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. And just even you telling that little bit of your story, I think that will help a lot of people, because I'll have people on here who have products, or people who I like, even myself, just want to know, when you're doing these products and you're trying to sell it and you're branding it as your own, like, really, like, give me the low, like, what do you have to do? And so I love the fact that you spoke about, outsourcing a manufacturing company, because we have a lot of people who want t-shirts, we want these different products, but they
Right.
have to know how to do it. And so I love how you did your own research. I actually love how you took the gems, you took her out to lunch, or him out to lunch, but you took her out to
Yeah.
lunch, and just picked up those gems. And so I wondered how you got your start. So I want to ask you a series of questions aside from that. This is my 21 questions with Jazz segment. Are you ready
Okay.
for it?
I'm ready.
You like, I'm ready. All right. Portia, where are you originally from?
I'm born and raised in Davenport.
In
Davenport, Florida.
Davenport.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have a Polk Countyan,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
unofficial, um, unofficial title of a Polk Countyan. All right, so Davenport. So I feel that a lot of new entrepreneurs are kind of coming out of that particular area. What do you think attributes to that?
Us wanting more, us wanting better. I'm not gonna say we was raised in the hood, but we was
Yeah.
raised in, an area where I don't think a lot of people looked at us or looked at the area as anything major, but a lot of people came from the area, like you said. Even the what's his name? The football player, he plays for the Chargers, James. His dad
Huh?
right up the street from me. So they were bred, right there in Davenport. So I just think us wanting more, we wanted to do more, wanting more out of life. That's what did it.
So when you think about your dream, what do you specifically say is your dream that you have birthed? Like when you think about going back to middle school, elementary school, high school, what was your dream then?
Wow. I would say I always like help. I like helping people, in any way, form, or fashion. Nothing in particular.
Mhm.
I just love seeing other people happy. I love being able to assist people to get to their goals. I love encouraging. I love
Mhm.
motivating. Believe it or not, when I do that, that makes me feel good. I can be down and someone call me and they need their off. I love doing that. But my goal, I think I always wanted to be in the medical field, which I'm still in now. I always wanted to be in the
Mhm.
medical field, in some kind of way. I think back then, I think I wanted to be a pediatrician or something. But right now, my goal is to be a nurse practitioner. So,
Mhm.
Lord's will, I'll be that in the next few years. I'm finishing up my nursing degree now. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, I wish you success with that, and I know that you will. Like you are a goal digger, a GOAL digger. So I know that you will, succeed with that. And so, talk to me about being a mother because you have all of these dreams, all of these goals, and sometimes our dreams and goals spark from what we want for our children, what we want
Right.
to be able to do for them. So talk to me about being a mother. How cool is that? Like a 19 and a 24-year-old. Tell me about mommy.
I'm glad you asked. He's 19 and 14, not
19 and
24.
14. Because I'm like,
Yes, that
when
two,
I was
put
like
that two, erase
24,
that two, erase that two. No, 19
like
and
time out. Hold
14.
on now.
Yes. But so I had my first son when I was in the military. I had him and I probably was in the military another year or so before I got
What
out with
branch?
him. So,
What branch were
Army.
you in?
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
so I had him. So it was tough. Because I remember when we had to go to the field. One particular time, I mean, a couple of us girls, we were, pregnant, had kids and everything. We took our child to this lady we probably only met like once, and we had to sacrifice a lot of time and a lot of everything. Being parents in the military. And then I also remember times when my mom had to come get my son. And I remember I went to pick him up from the airport. I was meeting my mom and he was calling my mama mom. So I was like, no,
Yeah.
you know, I, I don't want that to happen. That was like he was special to me, and he called my mama mom. He looking at me like he didn't know me. So I was like, I said, I'm not leaving you again. This is it. So when it was time for me to leave again, that's what I got out. So I got out on something called a family care plan. It's still honorable. I still got all of my benefits. As a matter of fact, I'm 90% disabled from the military. So I still get everything that, I was supposed to get with that. But being a mom definitely had its own trials. That's what's caused me to not finish school a long time ago. Because when it was time for me to work, I do want to go to school, don't get me wrong, but I had to take care of home because it was just me. So I haven't had anything major happen with my boys. Thank you God for that. But
Yeah.
being with mom of two boys has definitely been tough because I can't say I was trying to be their daddy, but I had to instill in them some of the things that I did know. I had to make them tough, in my own way. So yeah. It had its ups and downs. Right now, it's been going really well. I'm thankful because I guess the things that I have instilled into them, they're actually starting to see it now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think? So is there the dynamic of, do you consider yourself to be a single mom?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So how has that dynamic played into like your character? Because none of us ever, and I'm just going to say this disclaimer because, people
Mm.
can have their own definitions of what single motherhood looks like, et cetera. The true single mothers are truly the soldiers, the army of women who are just plainly doing it by themselves without any help from the other parent. You have some situations, because I consider myself to still be a single mother, although, trying to nurture a co-parenting, example. But at the end of the day, I have these kids, like, they with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's hard sometimes. So, like, how has that, given you the grit needed in the business industry, and how it has morphed you into Portia
Okay.
Allure? Like, how has that dynamic
So,
helped you?
first of all, being a single mom, I refuse to give up. Anybody who knows me, I'm not gonna give up. I promise you, I'm gonna try it a million times until God say, "Hey, Portia, it's time for you to leave that alone." So they watch me because every now and then they'll say different stuff about things that I didn't even think they noticed. So once I realized that they was watching me, I changed a lot of the stuff that I did, or either that I let them see. So although it probably wasn't, it's not good, but I don't let them see me down. I don't let them see me struggle. I don't let them see that. I always try to um, let them know that I want them to be better than me. The things that I've endured or the things I went through, I don't want you to have to go through those things. So that's why I work so hard. That's why I sacrifice so much. But they're definitely my main, like, if I didn't have if I didn't have them, I probably would have gave up a long time ago. I'm gonna be honest. But
Yeah.
seeing them, they encourage me, and like when I tell them about my grades in school and stuff like that, they're like, "Okay, boy," and we used to do little bits and stuff like that. So um, it just makes me feel good to know that they're proud of me, just like I'm proud of them. So being able to accomplish some of the things I've accomplished means a lot to me.
Yes.
Continue to go on, and I refuse to give up. I refuse to let anything get in my way of my ultimate goal. So
Yeah. So when do you feel most empowered? Like, is it a place that you go to? Is it something that you read? Is it a person? When you feel most empowered, what does that scenario look like?
when I feel most empowered, um I'll just say when people, like, just say for instance the fashion shows, I never in a million years realized that people actually, I know people probably think, Portia, you crazy, but I didn't know that people really look forward to come to the shows. I didn't know that. I truly didn't. And this year, it was more people that poured into me, and more people that reached out and told me that they're looking forward to it, and some of the models, how it impacted their lives and stuff like that. It really meant a lot to me. So it made me be like, okay, the things that I've been lacking in, I gotta step up a little bit. And um, seeing them be empowered, like I said, seeing other people happy or empowered or motivated to do something and do better, that makes me empowered. That makes me motivated. That lets me know that I'm fulfilling my purpose.
Yeah.
And I think helping people, seeing them succeed and being a part of that success is a part of my purpose. So that's when I'm mostly empowered, when I see other people succeed, or I see something that I could have done to impact them. Um, that's really it. Like I said, I just really didn't know the importance of having these shows. I didn't know how in depth the motivation was, some of the things I say, or just being there, or just accepted them for who they are. I didn't know. I really didn't realize how important that was. So,
Absolutely. So listen, so setting the tone and setting the importance of what that fashion show means. Fashion in general, and even the beauty field in general, is that space where it gives people the opportunity to feel empowered
mhm.
once they get their face beat, or once they find an outfit that fits them just right, and they look in the mirror and they feel that body positivity, like they see that image of what they want themselves to look
Right.
like. It's a vibe, it's a feeling, it gives you that confidence. And so I've always marveled at fashion shows. Like, fashion shows are my number one thing that I love
Mm-hmm.
hosting. Fashion shows I love going to. It's just the whole vibe that you get from
Right.
it, right? And so coming to your fashion show, I'll talk about my experience a little later, but I want to experience what you felt like producing your very first fashion show. And so tell me how you got the idea for it and
Okay.
why did you do it?
So it had to be God, because like again, I told you I really wasn't no girly. I was really that makeup. I don't know what made me really like makeup, but I did. But I was like, I need to come up with something creative because I'm always trying to come up with some ideas. But come up with something creative to celebrate my first year in business. So I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, let me do a fashion show. And I don't want to do no regular one. I want to do a full figure fashion show. And that really was it. And I reached out to Jason um, because I met him at another event. I think I was going to his comedy shows. So I reached out to him, told him my idea. He was like, well, shoot, ain't nobody else doing it. I think that's a good idea. So I was like, okay, let's make it happen. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew,
Yes.
I promise I didn't know what I was doing. I had one makeup artist. Her name Kizzy, Killer Kids. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, I had one makeup artist. Um, like, we made that thing happen. We had, let me see, one makeup artist. I think I had like 10 vendors, if that. I had maybe 2 designers, and the rest of them was like boutiques. But I just said, y'all, I need this many people on the runway at a certain amount of time. They brought their own people. I didn't know nothing about no model call. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I wanted me a fashion show, and I wanted 4-figure women, and I wanted to be beautiful. And everything turned out well. I sold out. Never would have thought it. Never. And that particular show, Jason will tell you that we didn't have no mic. The weather was every year it rains on my fashion shows every year, and that particular year
Wow.
it does every single year. Every single year it rained this year, right? It rained. It
Right,
snows
that's what I'm
every
saying.
year.
Wow.
So this particular year, the DJ Pooh, he passed. He was the DJ, and it rained on his equipment. So the mic wasn't working.
Oh my.
Yeah, but
Oh
everybody was
my.
still like they was in it, like it because it was different for the area, so everybody was still in it. So fast forward, fast show over. I was like, y'all did so good. I mean, telling everybody was good. Okay, now on to the next thing. So it was like, what you mean? It was like, you need to do another one of these shows. And I said, you sure? You sure you want to? Y'all want to help me do one of these shows again or whatever? It was like, yeah. So that's really how it started, and I just teamed up with other people. Some I had people that assist me with finding vendors, and they taught me some of the ropes and everything, and that's pretty much how it started.
That's amazing to me. It's truly amazing to me because this particular fashion show, if you include the COVID years, I know you said that this would have been your 10th year when it comes to producing fashion shows. And so because of COVID, this was your 8th. And so even in your show, like the ending message that you gave at your show, you said that year 8 represents the year of, I think you
New
said, growth,
beginning.
of new
Hmm.
beginnings, new beginnings. And so I remember bumping into you at a fashion show earlier this year. And it was just something about you, like, I sensed like heaviness
Mm-hmm.
from you. And I won't forget your words to me. You said, because I asked you, I said, like, Portia, how are you? Like, I don't know, and I could be off the mark, but I felt a heaviness from you. But I just remember you saying, this has been, I think, your experience at that fashion show. You said, I'm gonna do it. You said I was hesitant about doing my show this year. You said, but I'm gonna do it. And I was like, I hope you do,
Yeah.
because of the years that I've been seeing your fashion show, I'd never gone. And I said, if she has a fashion show this year, I am going to make sure I'm there. I do not know why I've never been able to attend, but I've always tried to catch the videos when they hit social media. So I did attend this year, but I want to go back to that time that I saw you. Like, what was that aura? Like, what was that self doubt about?
I don't know. This year was just so. I've been really. I would say this year is a year that I've been trying to find myself.
Mm-hmm.
I lost myself probably 2 years ago. The last 2 years, lost myself trying to do so much, trying to do so much, so
Yeah.
much, so much. And I just got to the point where I honestly felt kind of overwhelmed. And I'm like, I got to be more strategic with what I do. So that's the heaviness you felt was my about to be released. I was about to release the things that were holding me, like making me so heavy, making me feel so overwhelmed. So I had to let stuff go. I had to go back to the drawing board, let stuff busy.
I think you're kind of breaking up, Portia, with the internet. The internet doesn't like us right now. Okay,
Back.
so let's try it
Oh,
again.
okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I was basically just saying I was trying to I need to be a little bit more strategic with stuff I do. I always try to it's so many ideas I got and I'm one person and
Yeah.
and I try to do all of them and it's crazy but I do. And
Yeah.
I was feeling overwhelmed and to the point where I'm like, do I even need to be doing these shows? Are they even really important to people like that? And that's why all of a sudden people just started reaching out. And that's what made me be like, you know what, Portia, get yourself together. It is not even
Yeah.
about, and that's what I have to remember too. It's not even about me. I always
Mhm.
I put myself out of the equation anyway. It's not even about me. Um,
Yeah.
so that's what I was going through. I was tugging back and forth to see what I was gonna do. And at the time when you saw, I didn't even know what my thing was gonna be, if I'm not mistaken. God just laid it on me because I didn't even know what I was gonna do. Um, but yeah, that's what it was.
So when you think about that, and you think about the things that you've had to go through and the things that you had to overcome, what is that to you? Like if you had to tell me, you had to describe it at this time, like what do you consider to be your comeback story?
My comeback story is my comeback story. Ooh. Um, just know what you saw or what Portia was before, she's no longer that person. I'm truly, like I said, this year, I'm really trying
Yeah.
to, I'm really trying to tap into that other Portia that everybody else see that I don't see. I'm
Yeah.
really trying to tap into that person. So my comeback story is gonna just, I can't put it into words. I would just say that I'm going hard. I'm going head first in anything and everything God places on my mind. But again, I am going to do things a little bit more strategic. I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure things are in order before I even speak about it. Sometimes I get excited, and I know a lot of us do, and we
Yeah.
say stuff, but God told me to He told me to be quiet. It's times He told me to be quiet, and that's what I'm doing. So, I'm making sure that I consult God. That's one thing I haven't done in the past, and it got me into stuff that I wasn't even prepared for. So I'm making sure that He's definitely, without a doubt, ahead of everything that I do. And I'm trying to get me a team. My comeback is definitely going to be a part of a team. I'm always trying to do everything by myself because I don't know, you want stuff done the way you want stuff done. So a team,
Yeah.
being more strategic, and making sure God is the head of it. That's gonna be my comeback, and I'm gonna try to come
I
back
feel
better than ever. I am gonna come back better than ever.
like I feel that you have, come back. Like when you mentioned about, the Portia that we see right now, that's not the Portia that, that you once were. So like
I'm
talk to me
getting
about the
better.
Portia that you once were. Like
To be
how do you
honest,
see yourself?
I think because I think I masked a lot of stuff. When I really think about it, I think I told when I spoke at a speaking engagement, when I first came out with my cosmetic line, like I told you, I'm not really girly, but when I thought about it, and one of our friends of mine was pretty much telling me, like, I used that as to cover how I really felt. You know how you can put on that makeup, make everything look good. You looking good. You happy, everything. But when you go back home, take that makeup off, you depressed. You know, you probably in abuse. I was in an abusive, more emotional and mental, but I was in an abusive relationship at the time. So Portia Allure was birthed out of that. So I know for a fact it was me trying to find myself, um, but I was trying to find myself, but now I want to be that person that everybody sees. I'm not masking anything anymore. So I want to genuinely be happy. So that's what I'm working on, trying to better self so I can genuinely, be happy. And what you see is what you get. This is me. So
I got you. I got you. And see, so this is why I feel that I know for a fact that God leads me every single time I do a show like this, because what you just described is a situation where I just spoke to one of my very best friends about this. And, we all go through that imposter
yeah.
syndrome, right? And so where we feel that we're showing up as someone that everybody else sees, but we don't necessarily feel
Mhm.
it. And so what you just described, it's like I'm looking at a mirrored reflection. I'm having a conversation with myself from what you're saying about needing to have a support team. That is so
Yeah.
difficult for me to relinquish
Hmm.
things to people, because like you said, I know what I want. Like, this is my vision, and I feel like if it doesn't happen, or if something fails, I can only blame
Right.
myself. Like, I would prefer, it's like it's scary to
Right.
release the power to someone else, especially when it's your baby, when
Hmm.
it's your vision. So I you hit it on the head for me there. And then, just not necessarily the emotional abuse that you described, but it's trying, when people see you as this strong person,
Right.
this smart person. I'm describing you, but I'm also, just making that correlation.
Hmm.
But someone who has it
Right.
together, we may feel and we may see that you're financially there, that you have this tribe of people around you. But it's something, and that goes for everyone. It's something within us when we really, really peel back the layers, like for us to still be in a situation or even undergo a situation
Right.
where it can be any kind of abuse that hits us. It's something that's missing. It's something that we don't feel that we're worthy of
Right.
something that we know we deserve. So
Hmm.
we stay, and we try to map it out, and we try to figure it out. And so what was that gave you the power to just say, no, I am worth more than this. Like, this is not where I want to stay.
So at the beginning, it's just I think I was just in a place where I would say, you know what? I think around that time I got more heavily in church. I knew that me getting out of the relationship or me recovering from whatever I had to recover from that relationship, excuse me, I couldn't do it by myself.
Yeah.
Um, I did find a friend that was probably similar in a similar situation, and we pretty much became sisters. We did that thing together as far as getting so involved in church that you don't let stuff that goes on at home hinder you like that. Um, that that really helped. Having a backbone, having someone to help me through the process. But knowing, I just got to the point where I knew I deserved better. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's plenty times when we're in relationships or whatever it could be, business or whatever, this ain't it. This is not what you deserve. This is not what you need to be doing. But you don't get it until it doesn't come real to you till you actually realize it. And I think that's what I had to do. I had to finally realize, Portia, you deserve better than this. Come on now. So once I realized it, I just continued to gain strength. Like I said, as far as getting involved in church and everything. And I knew I could be by myself because it was a fear of mine to be by myself. I didn't want to be by myself. I already had my 19-year-old. I had my son. He was 5 at the time. So I don't want to be by myself again. So that kind of kept me there. But I was like, I got this. I got it. So that's what got me out of there.
Yes. Yes. And it's so critical. Because I feel like when you're going through that, and I'm glad you didn't skate over it. And every single show, like I never make people say it, but they always say it. They're gonna always go back to that element of I needed to consult with God. Like I needed to tap back into
Yes.
what He wanted for me and for my life. And so, like I said, I never make anybody on my show go back to Him or say that, but that is just it. Because I feel like with God, the right resources, and when you make up your mind that you are going to do the work, to do what you are called, and to live into your purpose, that is the formula for
Yep.
a dope, comeback story. And so when you say, I feel that my comeback story is going to be, to find a team or whatever, like Portia, I feel, and just from hearing you, you have made a comeback. A lot of people are still stuck in that storm. And so, just listening to you overcome what you had to overcome, seeing what you're able to do, that's going to be the catalyst to get them out of their storm as well. And I just, from an outsider, seeing you move, like I see you move with grace, like you move with a sense and an air of confidence.
Mhm.
And I love the way that I love this experience for my first time at your fashion show. And so I say you did that. I walked in and I didn't know what to expect. Like I do, I've gone to fashion
Right.
shows, but it's like, I was waiting to see the fashions, but then I'm like, oh, you seriously have designers. And this year, you took us to the Grammys, which,
Yeah.
you said you didn't have a theme at
Mhm.
first, but we all knew the theme because your promotion was on point. I loved the whole, promotional side of it, the marketing of the fashion show. And for those who didn't get a chance to attend, there's a YouTube video that you can go back and you can watch. There's videos that you have that you're posting, and you're constantly giving us a snapshot into it. It was the decor was
Thank
amazing.
you.
You made us feel like we were going to the Grammys. So
Right.
like walking in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm at an expo because you had vendors out of the union. I feel like Portia, you had about 30 vendors. Like, did you? I'm like, oh my, like, and listen, they say, and I mean, great vendors because I love to eat, but like food, clothing, and I just, the ambiance of it, leading up to it, the red carpet. Shout out to Ziggy,
Yes.
Porcela, who was a red carpet host. Like it felt like royalty. And so even to see you backstage, like in the makeup room, I'm like, get it, Portia. Portia has a whole makeup side. Portia has like
Yeah.
the dressing room side. I love all of the glitz and the glamour, the makeup of it. And so I just want to tell you that experience was so great for me because it just took me out of that element of feeling what you described. You want to show up being that person that everybody sees you as.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had a conversation with one of my best friends, and I'm like, I wasn't necessarily asking her permission to tell me what she saw,
Mhm.
but I was just like, I don't know, just having a real conversation with her. I'm like, people, I know what a light person feels like. Like it's just a person that just makes you feel so good to be around. And I'm like, that's so crazy that people see me like that because I feel like I'm so introverted sometimes. And I was just explaining to her that if people misconstrue it as, acting funny or whatever, I was like, bestie, like I literally lose energy. Like I literally, like when I'm all bubbly and I'm giving to other people and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I was like, I literally physically, I'm tired, like I'm drained, and I have to do something to get my energy back up. And I just had such a profound conversation with her. And so I'm talking about that because when you said you want to show up as that person that everybody sees you as, I want you to live in that space. And I know you've done some self-reflection. I know you've done some meditation with God, etc. And do you feel like you have the tools to do that?
I do. I'm not gonna. I truly believe that God equips us with what we need. We just have to tap into it. So I know, like I told you, I've been self-reflecting, trying to look at all the gifts that He's given me that I didn't even realize were gifts or that I didn't even realize I had, and trying to use them to the best of my ability. And that's really, honestly, the whole 2023, that's what I'm going to continue to do because I just want to be better. I want to be a better person. I really do. A better friend, sister, daughter, whatever. I really strive to be better. I really do. I'm just in that place right now. I don't know. I don't know why, but I just know I see that I have room for improvement, and I want to do that in every area of my life, not just personally, but my businesses. I just want to be better. So
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah,
It's a beautiful thing, and it's clear. Like I see that that's what you're trying to do, and it's like I love because that's what you ended your fashion show with, like just a heartfelt message to the audience. And you even said that that's why you did the theme of your fashion show was to pour back into others because each and every one of us has a unique gift and talent, and that was your way of being that change agent to show them like I'm celebrating me, but I'm doing this because I'm celebrating you. And so you had
yeah,
these fantastic categories of, you know, the best standard model, the best MUA, the best photographer, the best designer, the best
yeah,
boutique, and just to see people, you know, just get dressed up knowing that they were coming to your
right,
fashion show that you orchestrated to feel celebrated. And I watched them walk in like peacocks, like with their like chest stuck out,
yeah,
feathers like spread wide, and everybody had smiles on their faces. I love the camaraderie that I saw, and it's just to see people receive their
yeah,
flowers. Like Portia, you did that, ma'am. Like you literally gave people their flowers in front of everybody, and in the process, people pour back into you when they gave you your flowers. So I truly hope that there is a time where you sit and you reflect and you receive those flowers, because I know sometimes it's hard for us to receive it
right.
back when we give it out, but you truly do, you know, deserve your flowers. And listening to the women that you impact, because what are your three things that you said that you like to do? You like to
So
empower, impact, what was it?
it's for motivate, uplift,
Yeah.
transform, and empower. Yeah.
And every single one of those women in the video that you created, like just listening to their stories, like, you know, full figured women, you know, being able to be on a stage where they're celebrated, where they know that they look beautiful, they feel beautiful. And I'm talking about the confidence was on
Yes,
10.
they,
It was on 10 times 10.
yeah,
It was on 10 times 10.
they do not play.
And I was there for it. Like, I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. You better do that. And I'm telling you, like, looking at them because they're so beautiful and they're strutting on the runway and they're doing it so confidently. I'm like, yes,
right.
let me go put on this dress real
Don't it
quick
make
because,
you want to
you know,
do? Yeah.
yes, I love that. And so when you think about what God has purposed you to do, because you did it through the fashion show and you even gave back in a philanthropic way, which giving back to nonprofits. And Portia, you saw right on the spot how people
Right.
poured back into you
That
that quick
was
that you
crazy.
were able to give
Mhm.
to more than one nonprofit. So, you know, so you did that, and then you're seeing what God can do, because I feel like he's showing you, like, Portia, if
If
you
you
do
do that.
this, you know, do what I
Yes,
asked you to do, I'm gonna multiply it for
yes,
you. Like
ma'am.
he multiplied the thing right in your face,
Yes, you
like
did.
right then and there.
Yes.
And so I know you have other dreams that you do, because we didn't talk about your spa. I know you love a good spa. So like that's one of your other businesses. So talk to me about how that vision. I think that kind of ties into you like really, really being in the health profession where you are hands on with wanting to care for people.
Mhm.
So how does your passion and purpose for, you know, that spa aspect, how does that play a role?
So, I'm an esthetician, so that's why I do the facial, I'm a skincare specialist. So I got into it because of the makeup.
And
So
kind of
like we be talking about everything. It's not just because I want to come in there and do a facial, let them relax. No, they want to talk about this and they want to talk about that. They want to know about this. So it was plenty of times I'm like, okay, this your first one, but your next one I want you to relax. So it's really I just really I don't know why I'm like this, but I just really seeing other people happy and feeling good about themselves. I truly do. I genuinely do. And I that's something that I just enjoy doing the facials. I do back facials, do lashes, do brow tinting. I'm dibble dabbling in my makeup, trying to do makeup a little bit. Um, but it all ties into the beauty. But I do have a home care agency as well, so that ties into, of course, what I'm doing in the medical field. But my ultimate goal is to be a nurse practitioner. But I want to have my own practice where we can do everything from the beauty industry, and I'm gonna tie that into my medical. So that's why I'm going ahead and get my nursing degree and, move forward, and I'm gonna tie it all together. That's my goal.
I love it. You better lay the bricks.
Yes, ma'am.
You better lay the foundation for it. Like, I love it. Like, I can see like a hub coming on, like that grand opening that's coming. So I love that you are being steadfast when it comes to making sure that your dreams come true, because we have but one life,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we know we need
That's
to
it.
live this life. And we
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
like, I feel that at some point in our lives we start living our lives for other
Right.
people. But for me, it's such a beautiful thing to see people really start to live their lives for them. Because
Yeah.
I feel like when you live your life for you, that's when you are at your truest essence of being
Yes.
happy, and
Yes, ma'am.
therefore you're able to pour into other people the way you're supposed to.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like, I know you're at work right now, and I really appreciate you, giving your time to my show.
I'm thankful for
You may
having
not see it as well, thank you. Look, it's been a long
me. Right.
time coming, and I look forward to supporting you, in any way that you need for me to support you. And this has been such a great conversation, and I just thank you for being open, and for being
Yes,
honest, and for being available.
ma'am.
I truly,
Yes,
truly
ma'am.
appreciate that. Is there anything that you wanted to end with? Did you want to wrap it up with something?
I always like to say, I'm gonna kind of piggyback on what you said. We only have one life to live. And I always say that God, you probably don't know what it is, but God has given us all a gift. God has given us all a purpose, and it's time to tap into it. It's time for us not to move self out of the way. And once you move yourself out of the way, because sometimes we talk ourselves out of doing a lot of stuff. So once we move self out of the way, I'm sure God will open our spiritual eyes, so we'll be able to see what it is that God has for us. So don't give up on your dreams. I don't care if you're 100 years old. It's never too late. And don't be afraid to collaborate. Collaboration is key. Not everybody wants to collaborate, but if you contact me, Portia White, Portia Allure, whatever you want to call me, I have no problem with collaborating. The questions. I'm trying to come up with a consulting firm, because I got some other stuff coming up too. But I really want to be able to pour into people, and them be able to use what I give them. I don't want to just pour into you and you just sit on it, because I'm telling you right now that whatever you put your mind to, whatever you consult God and make sure that, God, is this what you want me to do? It definitely will come to pass. And like Jason said, for those that didn't come to the show, when God gives you a vision, he'll definitely make provision. So yeah, don't give up on your dreams.
Absolutely. I'm a very firm believer,
Mhm.
very, very firm believer in that. And so, Portia, go ahead and promote yourself. Tell everybody about your businesses, how they can keep in contact with you, what you have coming in.
Okay, so I am on all social media platforms. Instagram, I am Portia Allure _fashion show. I'm Tranquility Lash Bar _ and spa. I
You're going out a little bit, but keep talking.
also on
It's coming
Facebook.
back.
Oh, it's back. Okay, come
It's
on
coming
now.
back.
All right. But I am Heavenly Hands Companion and Home Care Services, where I service the elderly and those that are disabled. Tranquility Lash Bar and Spa, esthetician, facial specialist. I do lashes, brow tinting. What else I'm doing? And Portia Allure Fashion Show. Please don't forget to do Portia Allure Fashion Show. We do have a YouTube page. It's under Portia Allure, or you can look under Portia White, Portia White, Allure, Allure.
Yes, I love it. And so, Portia, before you go, because this is a woman of many talents, multi-talented, the home healthcare agency, she's going to be an LPN, the esthetician,
Nurse
fashion
practitioner.
show production, nurse practitioner. I'm gonna get that absolutely right, because I got to know how to call you. We're gonna call you Doc one day.
Yes, ma'am.
So nurse practitioner, esthetician, you know, fashion show production, the executive producer of the fashion show, makeup galore. And I want to tell you something else. Like, and I know you may have heard this, but I don't appreciate you coming on my podcast. You know, your voice sounding better than mine. I don't really appreciate that. Like, I've always wanted to tell you that I don't know if you can sing. I don't know what your talents are in that area,
Girl.
but you have a great voice. Like, your vocals are on point. So you need to look into leaning it down. I don't know if it's with the
I hate
public
my
speaking
voice.
that you should do. You listen. I'm telling you, you have a great voice. And when I play this back, people are going to comment on your voice. But you have a unique and distinct voice. I really love it. Like, it's radio. I like it. I like it. Look, somebody said, yes, she can. Oh, she can sing. She been holding out. Oh, she can sing.
I'm throwing a little at you right now. Oh my goodness. Get off here.
Wanted to tell you. Look, who is that? Real estate with
we need to have on here. She's
who is it?
Her name is India. She's a new up and coming millionaire real estate. You need to put her on there.
Okay, India.
India.
Okay, well, India, you make sure you reach out to me because I want to talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk some real estate and all that good stuff. All right, Portia, I am definitely going to make sure that I promote all of your businesses. I want to wish you so much success. I'm so glad that I finally made it out to your fashion show. I was not disappointed. I give it a 10 out of 10. And whenever Portia is having her fashion shows, be on the lookout for that because you definitely want to attend it. You will not be disappointed. You're going to be entertained and you're going to feel like you are somebody special walking into the building because she's catering to you through her talents. And so, Portia, thank you so much for being a light. Thank you so much for being an inspiration and just being a boss chick. Like, I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. And I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. And I love that you have submitted to him and letting him lead you along your path. And I know you'll be successful. So
yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being my special guest for episode 85 of the Jazzy Conversations with Jazz podcast. Make sure you tune in next week for episode 86. You can catch the replay of this episode right here on IG Live, but I would love for you to go to YouTube to subscribe and to subscribe on my podcast platforms, on all podcast platforms. Subscribe, hit that notifications bell. If you would like for your business to be spotlighted on my podcast, I offer advertisement spaces. So tap in. I need you to tap in right now and we can merge and work together. So make sure that you understand that now is a dope time for a comeback. And I also want you to make sure that you live every day as a goal digger. That's GOAL digger. And I will see you back on Monday. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Bye, Portia. Bye. Portia Allure. Portia Allure. Have a good night.
All right. Good night.